We've all experienced a tight low back at some point or another, and then for some of us, we're dealing with a tight low back on a daily basis. So, if that describes you, either one of those, stay tuned. This video is for you. I'm going to be showing you 4 simple and easy ways to stretch your lower back to make it feel better and a little bit looser. Now, before I get into the different stretches, I do want to mention one important thing. Sometimes when we have some kind of low back issue going on, whether it's a sore low back or just tight low back, what's often the root of that is not the back itself, but something else. It may be tight hips, tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, maybe weakness in the glutes or weakness in the low back muscles, or some combination of all of that. And then where the sensation manifests is in the back. Oftentimes it's the back that is carrying the brunt, and that's the first one, or the first thing to show that there's an imbalance somewhere else around it. So what I'm going to be showing you is very general. So without working with you specifically, I can't say exactly what you need, but with these 4 I'm going to be showing you, I think you're sure to get some amount of relief. In any case, they're really good stretches to kind of keep in your toolkit anytime your back just feels a little tight and needs a little bit of love. So the first one is going to be child's pose. You may have already heard of this or done this. So I'm going to show you the basic child's pose, and then I'm going to show you an alternative to it in case that pose bothers your knees. Okay, so each stretch that I'm going to show you could warrant its own video. So there's lots of details, modifications, and little things that I'm going to be leaving out, but I just want to give you the general idea of how to do a child's pose. The first thing you want to do is sit in a kneeling position like this. You're sitting back on your heels and the thighs are together, although they could be apart, but for now I'm just going to show you thighs together. All that you're going to do is simply fold over your thighs, rest your forehead on your mat like this. And that's all there is to it. What you're doing here is you're rounding the lower back and the pelvis and giving us a nice stretch while being supported over the legs. There are many variations you can take with the arms. You may want to stretch the arms all the way out, or you can stack your hands on top of each other and place your forehead on your hands like this. If you want something that's even more relaxing, maybe try taking your arms by your sides. Whichever one you choose, allow the body to fully surrender to gravity, to fully relax, and to just let the shoulders go, let everything round, and just breathe into it, be present, and just enjoy that nice sensation of letting the lower back stretch while being supported. But let's suppose you try this child's pose and you say, hey, that kind of bothers my knees. I have had people tell me that before. And if that describes you, all you gotta do is take that child pose and flip it over onto his back. Now this pose is called knees to chest, and like I alluded to, it's basically like you take the basic shape of child's pose and flip it over, and there you go. So with knees to chest, you're just laying down on your mat. Just bring your knees into your chest. Hands can be to your shins, or you can let the knees drift out towards your armpits, or you can wrap your arms around, whatever feels good, and then hold. You may find that after you hold a little bit, the lower back starts to release and open up. Maybe you want to sway side to side. That's good too. So you can do whatever feels intuitive. You can either enjoy this nice static hold and breathe and be present with it, or you can kind of move around, sway side to side, maybe small circles on the lower back. That can feel lovely. So that's child's pose and knees to chest. Give it a try. Okay, number 2 is called windshield wiper knees. This is one of my favorites, and any of my clients that have worked with me have done windshield wiper knees at some point. It's a wonderful stretch to do at the end of the workout. It's great to do at the end of the day, or if you just feel like you need to work out some kinks. The reason why I love windshield wiper knees is because you don't have to be particularly flexible, and it's very gentle on the back, while getting a lot of results. So here's what you do. You're going to turn around, lay on your back with your knees bent, and then take your feet out to the edges of your mat. So feet want to be wider than your hips. I make a point of this because if you do the exercise with the feet together, it's going to have a different effect. So this little thing, this little adjustment is actually quite important. So feet wider than the hips or to the edge of your mat. Just relax, take the arms out and place your palms down on the floor. The next thing I do is just flop the knees to one side. That's it. Now you can hang out here for a while, kind of depending on what you need. Does your back feel like, oh yes, I'm feeling that, it's really nice, stay there. So you can hold for a little bit, then come up to the center, let the knees drop to the other side. Notice as I'm doing this, that I'm not moving the feet at all. So you keep them planted and then just let the knees do the work, and out of this side. And you may hold this for several seconds, maybe 5 or 10, whatever you feel you need until that sensation kind of peaks and then it sort of dies down. I'm going to come back up to the center. So you can do these longer holds or you can flow. Drop the knees to one side, roll over to the other side, and do that a few times, and that is lovely as well. Both are good, so try it and see which one feels more appropriate for what your back needs. Okay, number 3 is called gate pose. What this is going to do is stretch the side of your body, and especially what I'm trying to get into here is the psoas muscle. The psoas is a deeper hip flexor muscle that is tight on most people. And even if it's not tight on you, it's always a good one to give a little bit of length to, because when we sit, walk, cycle, drive, we're at our computers, that muscle is in contraction. So what you gotta do is you're gonna kneel on your mat and take one foot out like this. So for my alignment, I want my foot in line with my knee. I want to be standing upright, and I'm just going to take my arms out like this. I'm going to windmill, let this hand drop and land wherever it lands. With this hand, I'm going to turn my palm over so that my palm is facing my head, and I'm just going to reach over. It's a very simple, basic side stretch. Now, as you're doing this, note the rib cage. So as I'm doing this, the tendency is to turn the rib cage towards the foot and turn the body, and oh my, now I can reach further. Don't worry about how far you can reach. Focus on the sensation in the side, keeping the rib cage and the torso facing the front, and just simply reach over. And what I'm feeling right now is a lot of sensation here and here. You may feel it the same or slightly differently. You may feel also a stretch in the inner thigh and the groin area. Now, where should you be looking? You can look up at the hand, but that can be a little bit hard on the neck. So if that doesn't feel good to your neck, you can just look down at the foot or down at the floor, whatever feels comfortable. So you're just gonna hold that for a little bit, come on up, and then switch sides. Again, make sure you always have everything in a line, so foot and knee are in a line for good alignment principles. Take the arms out, and then reach that top arm over. Oh my. You also may find that one side is tighter than the other. This is very normal. We tend to use our bodies asymmetrically and maybe have more tightness or more use in one side than another. Okay, so that's gate pose. Lastly is supine spinal twist. As with the others, there are a lot of subtle nuances and details about this pose, so I'm going to be a little bit general and give you the basic idea. So what you're going to do is lay on your back. I'm going to start with my left leg straight on the floor. Let me move back a little bit. And then I'm going to take my right leg in a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to take my opposite hand, left hand, to the outside of this knee. And I'm going to draw the leg across my body until I feel a stretch in my lower back and in the hip. Don't worry about touching the floor. If you don't touch it, that doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you're keeping the knee in line with the hip and that you're feeling the stretch in your back. If it's too much, come out of it a little bit. But go to that point where it feels just right. Now, what do you do with this arm? What you're going to do is open up the arm out to the side, turn your palm up. What that's going to do is to help externally rotate your shoulder, because we are internally rotated all the time. So that'll kind of give that shoulder and the chest muscle here a nice stretch. You may find as you hold it, you can go a little bit further. But again, never ever force. Then you're going to bring that back up, place that down. Now I'm going to take the other side. Right leg on the floor, left leg. So again, it's opposites, a lot of right, left, So I'm going to take my right hand, the outside of the knee, take it across my body. And now with this hand, my free hand, I'm going to open it out like this, palm is up. If you want to look towards that outstretched hand, that's great. If that bothers your neck, just keep the back of the neck long and gaze up towards the ceiling. Ooh, I'm getting some stuff there. This stretch is wonderful. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so when you're done, after you've held that for a little while, bring that back up nice and slow. Place the feet on the floor, bring the feet back in, and you're all done. Okay, so I hope that helped and that felt good. Again, there are lots of little things we can adjust and fine tune to each pose, but that's the basic and general idea. If you have any questions about any of those poses, please leave me a comment or question below the video. And also, if you would like to support my channel, I would be so grateful. You can do so by either purchasing, whether it's yoga gear or anything, through the links below the video, or you can go to my homepage and make a donation. Go all the way to the bottom of the homepage and there's a PayPal donate button. That really helps cover my costs for filming, production, and the time, and the, even as little as $1 would be I would be so appreciative of. So thank you so much everyone for watching. And as always, I love connecting with you all, and thank you so much for your support. And I hope you will like, share this on your social media, and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone. I will see you soon.